First, I need to give my thoughts and prayers to the victims of the Carlisle nightclub shooting. I'm trying not to make thoughts and prayers sound so generic, because we know that they're becoming generic so many times. Another mass shooting happens, thoughts and prayers get thrown out by the Republicans, and nothing gets changed. But when I hear people like Margin Taylor Greene or Lauren Boebert use the words thoughts and prayers, it sounds so hollow, so usual, and it doesn't make any, and coming from people like them or anyone in the MAGA Republican camp, it sounds so rehearsed and so wrong. I mean, we're talking about people in the MAGA camp that have said such horrendous things about the LGBTQ in this country. I mean, you have Lauren Boebert, who state that this happened and who just got reelected to Congress for God knows what reason, sending thoughts and prayers when she has spewed some of the most hateful things about the LGBTQ out there. Saying, quote, this is just a few examples. From her Twitter page, take your children to church, not to drag bars. Really? I would like to meet the person who would take their kids to a drag bar instead of church or anywhere else, or a movie theater or anywhere else like that. She tweeted this about the Assistant Secretary of Health. The Assistant Secretary of Health is out there trying to empower children to become transgender. The word is groom, Richard, not empower. You're grooming them, not empowering them. At no point have I heard anyone in the Democratic Party, or anyone else for that matter, try to groom kids to become LGBTQ. The only people I see trying to groom anyone into anything is the MAGA Republicans. Whether they're trying to groom them to be Christians, or should I say, their form of Christian, or trying to groom them to be Republican voting Donald Trump cultists. The perfect example is Nick Adams. Anyway, another post here is the North Carolina preschool is using the LGBT flashcards with a pregnant man to teach kids colors. We went from Reading Rainbow to Randy Rainbow in a few decades, but don't dare say the left is grooming our kids. And after all this, Lauren Boebert wants to say that she wants to give thoughts and prayers to the victims of the Colorado Springs shooting. Her tweet on her post on Twitter, the news of Colorado Springs is absolutely awful. Now she tweeted this. This morning, the victims and their families are in my prayers. This lawless violence needs to end and end quickly. That small jab at the Biden administration for their perceived idea of not stopping lawlessness. Well, a few people decided to respond to Lauren Boebert's tweet of thoughts and prayers, their prayers with the victims, reminding them of the monstrousness of what Lauren Boebert is. This one example, someone retweeting this message. Send a message to all the drag queens out there. Stay away from the children in Colorado's 3rd District. Now, this is from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Congresswoman from New York. Lauren Boebert, you have played a major role in elevating the anti-LGBTQ plus hate rhetoric, and anti-trans lies while spending your time in Congress blocking even the most common sense gun safety laws. You don't get to thoughts and prayers your way out of this. Look inward and change. We all know she's not going to do that. That Lauren Boebert's not going to do that. We know this. She thinks that she's this very, very honorable, godly woman, and she'll never change. She thinks she's doing the Lord's work when she's actually placating to the devil, trying to turn brother against brother, sister against sister. That's all she's doing. But this last comment I wanted to read, well, this last tweet I wanted to read, was from Democratic State Representative Breonna Taylor. Now, she's the first openly trans legislator elected in Congress, and she called for Lauren Boebert to resign. Thanks for the thoughts and prayers, but that does nothing to offset the damage that you directly did to incite these kinds of attacks on the LGBT plus BQ plus community. You spreading tropes and insults contributed to the hatred for us. There is blood on your hands. Just resign. Now, we know that she's not going to resign. She thinks she's doing the right thing. She thinks she's doing godly work. She's not. None of these MAGA Republicans are doing the Lord's good work, spreading the good news and whatnot. All they're doing is spraying hatred and divisiveness in this country to a subset of people. Now, there's one more person I really wish I didn't have to talk about, but since I talked about Boebert, I might as well throw this bitch in the ring too. Marjorie Taylor Greene, who somehow got reelected. Wink, wink. I'm not going to throw any conspiracy theories out there, but she's the Trump cultist. And she decided not to talk about what happened, about what our current administration, the Biden administration, isn't doing. That's not even related to this. She tweeted this. Tragically, 300 Americans die of fentanyl poisoning every day in America, and Biden says and does nothing. That is a lie. I know this is a lie because I actually did the research. But moving on. Tragically, 5 people were killed in a shooting in Colorado, and Biden immediately demands a ban on assault weapons. Shouldn't he? Shouldn't we all demand that? But this is part 2 of her tweet. The solutions are these. Secure the border and stop the drugs. 2. Defend our rights and rights to keep and bear arms so that people can defend themselves from killers who could care less about the laws. Oh, you mean like your boy Kyle Rittenhouse did? The boy that you guys are holding up to a pedestal of of self-defense. He's the epitome of self-defense. Let's hold him up as a pedestal. Green, first off, you're a liar. We've established that. Secondly, you're a hateful, evil woman. We've established that. You couldn't even let go of this BS for 5 seconds to talk about people who died at a nightclub only because they are LGBTQ. That's the only reason why these attacks happened. This shooting happened. Matter of fact, let's talk about the shooter for a second, shall we? This is him. This is the 22-year-old suspect in that shooting. His name's Anderson V. Aldrich. But the real joke to all of this, and I think you'll be well, actually, no, you won't be laughing because the fact is, it's pretty sick, is the fact that this boy, this murderer, suspected murderer, just in case YouTube and other people are watching, this suspected murderer is also the grandson of Republican California State Assembly member Randy Vopel. And as you can see from this hat in this picture, is that Randy Vopel is a Trumpist. Oh, and by the way, that photo we're seeing there, that was a photo that was taken on January 6, 2021. Now, what happened on that day, you might ask? And why am I mentioning? Oh, that's right. It was the day that Donald Trump pushed a terrorist attack on this country because he lost the election of 2020. And as a matter of fact, Vopel actually said this in an interview to the San Diego Union Tribune, and I quote, "This is Lexington and Concord. First shots fired against tyranny. Tyranny will follow in the aftermath of the Biden swearing in on January 20th. Now, I'm not trying to make this into a Trump video, especially in light of what happened in Colorado Springs. But when you have people like Lauren Boebert, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, screaming the most vitriolic hatred, and now they want to say thoughts and prayers are with you. We hope everything's okay. You're in my thoughts and prayers. It becomes hypocrisy, and my job is to call out the hypocrisy. Every time we see things like this happen, the mass shootings, whether it be in a gay nightclub, whether it be in a church, whether it be in a shopping mall, or most importantly, when it's in a school, we get thoughts and prayers and no action from these people. Or they try to shift blame to someone else, like Marjorie Taylor Greene tried to do. And are we surprised at who these shooters are? This is the grandson of a man who marched in the Capitol, who threatened that tyranny, who threatened our democracy. But that's talk about something later. 5 people were killed, others severely injured. And the Republican Party, like all other times, has done nothing but the standard procedure. Talk about it for 5 seconds and hopes it'll go away. Someone talks about gun control, claim that they're Marxists or communists. Someone talks about protecting the LGBTQ. They're called communists. They're called gays. They say they're grooming children to be transgendered. This needs to stop. I'm tired of turning on the news at least once or twice, once a week or once every 2 weeks to find out that another mass shooting has happened in this country and the people in power who do nothing about it. Not too recently, I saw clips of a CNN documentary about Gabby Giffords. If you don't remember who Gabby Giffords is, I'll remind you. In 2011, during a rally outside of a Walgreens in Tucson, Arizona, a madman decided to shoot it up. 6 people were killed. One of those 6 people happened to be a 9-year-old girl. Gabby Giffords was severely injured in that attack. When I talk about severely, I mean really severely. How many times is this going to go on, Republicans, before you actually do something? How long is this going to go on? Do one of your kids have to die before you take action? But don't worry, but it doesn't matter to you. They're a bunch of gays. They're a bunch of transgen, whatever they call themselves. That's your mindset. That is your mindset. Not too long ago, a few months ago, I talked to a man through Facebook Messenger. I asked him, in a situation, what we saw in Colorado, if a gay or a member of the LGBTQ came to them, hurting, needing help, you were the only one who could save them, like drive them to the hospital. He told me he wouldn't save them. He told me he would let them die. Because in his words, these are his words. They're freaks. Honestly, I don't know what to say to that. I honestly have no clue what to say to something like that. But I'm going to tell you this. I don't give a damn if you're LGBTQ, straight, gay, lesbo. I don't care. As long as you are a law-abiding citizen of this nation, I will treat you with respect. You cross that line, I'm going to treat you like a criminal. It's just too bad, really, that we are living in a country right now that has no respect for anyone in this country. That they would say that their mindset is all I gotta say is thoughts and prayers, and that's the end of it. Look at me, look what I said. I'm not prejudiced. I'm not prejudiced. This is Lauren Boebert talking, by the way. I'm not prejudiced. I offered my thoughts and prayers. What about your actions? Actions do more than words. Deeds do more than words. And quite honestly, if I were to judge you on that scale only, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, the MAGA Republicans, you would fail miserably. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.